Okay, so the season is definitely quietly getting into full swing, of course. So we will confirm that KZN season is definitely underway when we see the traditional openers, such as the Drill Hall Stakes and, of course, the KRA Guineas, just a part of the curtain raisers to the KZN season. But race number one is a maiden juvenile. It's a juvenile plate, rather, over the 1400 meters. It's off at 12:30. The first of our eight, and with me to guide us through our selections, as ever, are the very, very informed Mrs. Burrows and Marie to take us through races one to the end of the program. Right, let's greet Mr. Burrows. Race number one, sir. You've got some useful sorts, and of course, Cape Town form well represented in the form of the Four Dark Winter. I remember that penultimate run, and it was the cause of controversy after the race. Symphony and White, of course, a well-related Symphony and White coming through to win first time out, if memory serves right, for the Candice Bass Robinson stable in the colours of a Dark Winter, that is the Drakenstein. Good morning to you, first of all, and hand over to you to race number one.
Good morning, Cecil. Now, today's racing at Greyville. It's a competitive card, but there are 3 or 4 standouts on the card. So the first one could be Dark Winter. Now, this filly brings Cape Town form into the race. She was all the rage last time out and the time before. She got up late to win going away. I do believe the 14 is going to suit her down to the ground with her dam line, as she has. And I think she'll just about win. You got that filly, You Bring Me Joy, that comes out of the nursery. She's won both her starts over 1,000 meters, and I think that's just stretching her a little bit over 14. So I'm in a confident way for Dark Winter.
Dark Winter and Mr. Maria, bright morning to you. Dark Winter, are we going into a dark winter? It seems like we're going to be, yeah? Because I think we've just had hints of it.
If we punt winners, it's never dark. Yeah.
True to your cause, eh?
If it was a 1200, I'd have health respect for You Bring Me Joy. I mean, she brings grade 2 form into this race. Wasn't disgraced last time out, but at being over 1400, I'm heavily in the camp of Dark Winter. I think she'll take a power beating. Like Darren touched on, her dam's got a lot of stamina. I think she won 5 races up to 1800. She's going to love the step up to 1400. The 4th and the 6th placed runners franked that form. Yeah, Dark Winter to take all the beating.
Right, let's, without further ado, confirm that Dark Winter will be a hard horse to keep out of that first two, most certainly. From a Bipot perspective, we've got a banker in leg 2 that will be Pilot Flame, and yet another banker in leg 3 that will be 4 Buzz Bomb, and then we do cover up. But 24 Rand is the total outlay, so if you are very much in the corner of Mrs. Marie and the Burrows, you can take it a few times. Greyville on a Sunday sees the PA start race 2 at 13:05. This is a catch at KZN Racing via live streaming at www.gallup.tv.co.za maiden plate. It's over the 1400 and it is a field of 12 to face up. Now, as far as race number 2, I think you've already got the hint as to where most loyalties lie. It is in that very potent combination of trainers Harold Crawford and Michelle Ricks with their regular pilot Gavin Larena aboard. Of course, they have won Group 1. They've had Group 1 success together, and that was a Comedy Ding. And they've enjoyed a success not as luminous as the Comedy Ding success, but still, they seem to team up well.
Cecil, at even money, this is the punt for the weekend. I can't believe her current price. Now, let me just state something. I know nothing about the first timers, and they could be alive, but there's no comments in the front of the... or they could be strongly fancy, okay. But there's no comments in the front of the computer form with regards to numbers 5 and 10. I just had a look at the jockey arrangements, so that doesn't quite give me any confidence. But this filly, number 2, Pilot Flame, has recorded 2 lovely, encouraging runs today, Cecil. The reason why I'm saying so is she's bred for much further. She's by Master of My Fate out of a dam, a Silvano dam, who won over 2,000 meters. Western Cape maiden form coming into a field of this nature will take all the beating. I think she'll start very deep in the red, and she won't come off the bit. That's my opinion. I've been wrong before. The improver in the race could be number 6, WSB. making her debut for her new yard. Also brings Western Cape form into the race. But Pilot Flame, like I say, the bet of the weekend.
Mr. Burrows, you are one for bullishness, and are you as bullish as our man and Mr. Marie here about the 2 in race number 2?
Definitely a 5-star bet. This can't possibly get beat in this type of company. I've said that before, and they've got beat, but on paper, this is an absolute racing certainty. So Pilot Flame on that Cape form. We saw Love Shack come out and run a place in handicap company in a very next start, and gonna love the step up in trip. Take the double into Buzz Bomb in the following race, because I think that's a certainty as well.
Okay, so that is confidence abounder from both our tipsters. You saw the win suggestion. Now, this is the place accumulator suggestion from Mr. Marie. You know that he's banked legs 2 and 3 in that P and that Bipot. That is legs 1 and 2, the PA. And go to the penultimate leg, race number 7, and he's got a banker in the form of the 3 in race number 7. And I'm sure if you're regular followers of Mrs. Burrows and Marie, you'll know that Beyond's Bomb is held in high regard by both tipsters. All right, as we progress through the last day of the weekend, a reminder that we are still very much reachable. It is via our X handle or our WhatsApp number. You do get in touch as we build up to our last feature meeting next Saturday here on the High Fort, and then it's all eyes on the coast for the next few months. All right, let's get to race number 4 and race 3 rather. That is the first leg of the Pick 6. This is a maiden plate over the 1600 meters, and I'm sure you will know what horse we're going to be talking on. And Mr. Burrows has already told us, take the double into number 4, Buzz Bomb, and do it as soon as you can, because it is currently at 17 to 10, Buzz Bomb. The 2, Tibet Burke, is a 3 to 1. 11 to 2 is the 8, Captain Masala. 6 to 1, number 10, Hoodwinked. And thereafter it is double figures and better. Right, race number 3, Mr. Marie. We know that you have a bank at the first 3 legs of the Bipot. 17 to 10 out, in fact, from 17 to 10 as we speak. Craig Zaki gets a rider for Glenn Cotson in those lucky colors. And I do that. I mean that ITSSAIT and Business Solutions.
Cecil, this horse was scratched at Greyville on Thursday. I think the reason being was a skin disease or something. But they had this race in mind. Let's just see if he lines up. If he stands his ground, I think he'll take all the beating. On form, I think he's an absolute penalty kick. One will say Tibet Burke's got nice form, but let me read you his form line with regards to his later start when running second behind Trippy's Tune. 9 runners from that form line. 8 have run unplaced in their next starts. That's a major concern. Then you've got Captain Masala. Now he's stepping back over a mile. His last start, I know he was drawn out wide, but I don't know. He looks more exposed. He's my second pick, Captain Masala. But I think Buzz Bomb, penultimate start, Little Ballerina's form line. We haven't.
6 winners.
We can't say enough about that form line. In his later start, we'll know by now whether World of Pleasure has franked the form at Kenilworth on Saturday, but he loved the step up to the 1400. I think he'll take all the beating. I just hope he stands his ground. So 4 from 8.
Right. Bullishness has been mutual so far this morning as far as the Greyville meeting is concerned. I take it will continue as we discuss a Buzz Bomb, Mr. Burrows.
This horse, last time out, World of Pleasure was all the rage. And he had he went handy and just skipped clear top of the straight. And Buzz Bomb came from a long way back and was motoring home down the outside. And I thought that was a good effort. And previous to that, he ran 4 lengths behind Lil Ballerina in a feature. The mile going to be ideal. This sort of maiden company, Buzz Bomb should prove a runaway winner.
Okay, so there it is, the confidence, and that is Mr. Burrows saying, take the win. And right now, as I speak, and as soon as you see this particular insert, do jump on, because it is currently at 17 to 10, Glenn Cotson and Craig Zaki. All right, so we step up to a Pinnacle Stakes up for race number 4, the first leg of the first jackpot. The distance is 1,600 meters. It is gravel racing on a Sunday. And in a race number 4, let's have a look at the betting that lies ahead of us for race number 4. It's a field of a 9, and the favorite is the Grey King, last seen running behind a certain Green with Envy. And that is at 2-1. Number 6, Mucho Dinero is at 2-1, 4-1. Number 5, Form Gear, 10-1, and better bar those quoted runners. Mr. Burrows, the Grey King, that was a second behind the eventual Derby winner, Green with Envy, and that was in the Derby trial, the politician. The Grey King comes back a gelded horse after that last run, 113 days ago.
Yes, these horses from the Western Cape, a lot of them just need their first run back, and then they improve like 3-4 lengths in the second run in Durban. That could be the case with the Grey King. He has been rested and gelded. He's got a handy galloping weight. Let's see how he goes. I wouldn't say have a strike, but he must be a runner. You've got Wiley Riley with 48 kilos, and the step up to a mile really suited him. I know he's still probably out at the weight, but I think he could be a runner with no weight on his back. Mucho Dinero having his comeback run over a mile, a distance short of his best. He'll be doing good late work. Former Gear, he's in form. He's running Feature Race Company. He should be right there. Baratheon from the Bipot stable, first run in the province. He likes to go handy. Q Wing will be running on Sundance Kid. I thought it could get very tricky, but the Grey King, it all depends on his fitness.
You haven't mentioned your favorite horse, Sundance Kid.
No, I mentioned him at the end. I do give him a chance, but he's only won on the poly of late.
Indeed. Thank you very much. Let's get to Mr. Marie. And again, that theory, actually had a word with about it, especially the ones that go over ground, seem to need that first run in the province. So it's just, I'm trying to formulate a theory as to how they're performing.
Yeah, one thing's for certain. I mean, we all know that the July is this horse's target, so he's certainly going to be nowhere near ready. He'll be ridden quietly. Whether he can get there in time remains to be seen, but he's not going to be punished to do so, especially having a prep run. So I've played to beat Mucho Dinero. I've certainly got a preference for the stable companion, the Grey King. I think the race could be run to suit him. There are pacemakers in the race, Wiley Riley and Baratheon. If he can just slot in handy with 52 kilograms, if he's not in need of the starts, he's going to be very, very competitive. I'm hoping he's improved since being gelded. Former Gear is my other horse, Cecil. 3 runs back, one of his most impressive runs to date was over the course and distance, was when he was returning after a layoff. So the same applies here today. Mile at gravel on the turf after a rest. I think he's more than capable. This horse has always had ability. So I've gone 1 from 5 over here, but like Darren touches on, the race doesn't stop there.
All right, the race doesn't stop there. Let's see exactly how the jackpot has been constructed by Mr. Burrows. There is that banker in a race number 6, and that is the 3. That is races 4, 5, 6 indeed, and that is number 6, a Weekend Warrior. Well, we just touched on broached the subject before the preview to race number 4 as to the type of horses that need that first run in the province. Is it the stayers, or is it just horses that have come through from the Western Cape that will need that pipe opener? 1 or 2 hit the ground running like Grand Slam Lady did that, and did that so impressively. So do let us know via our X handle or our WhatsApp number. It would be a wonderful debate, and perhaps could be a guide for us as we get into the season proper. Right, race number 5 is the Fillies and Mares 90. It's over the 1,600 meters. We've got the scratching of the 4 Magical Flight. That leaves us with a field of 12, and the favorite is the 1 Soldier's Eye, 4-1. 11-2, numbers 5 Zinikile, and the 13 Ice Sensation. 6-1 about the 11 Dance Me Lord. It is 8-1 and better bar those. So it is Soldier's Eye. Last time out beaten by Platina Princess in the same race was a certain, was it Give Me a Light, the horse that was backed. And then when suddenly the favorite, this is the question that was supposed to be this morning, when the favorite is scratched, That also drifts out when you thought it would actually firm in.
Yeah.
What's the theory
And
there?
Andy's goal slotted tight favorite, yeah. Well, they got it right there. Whoever
Yeah.
punted Andy's goal. Yeah, Cecil, they've experimented with different distances with this filly number one Soldier's Eye. I think a mile at this stage of her career is ideal. Lovely 2 runs since being rested. Peak run, 1 draw. I mean, what more can we say? She's primed for this race, and she could certainly get it right. Number 5, Zenekilia. Now, I know she's yet to win on the turf, if I'm not mistaken. But last time out, they removed the blinkers, and she was oh so impressive. I thought that was a lovely win on her behalf, and I'm not discounting her chances over here, although she could be slightly better on the poly track. From what I saw last time out, I think she could feature. And number 6, Cape Town Beauty. We fancied her last time. She got into that event very, very late. That was over 1400. Music gets on well with this daughter of Cape Town Noir, and a mile on the turf, she will be there. This is the right mark for her. So I went 1, 5, and 6.
1, 5, and 6 for Daryl. Now, Mr. Burrows, how are you seeing the outcome to a 12-runner field after the scratching of the 4 Magical Flight? Are you in the corner of the 1 Soldier's Eye as well?
Yes, I do like Soldier's Eye. Last time out she was unlucky. She was staying on very strongly at the finish. I think the mile probably her best trip. 14, she gets into the race late. She's got the 1.5 kilos allowance, the 1 draw, get in the box seat, and she's got a good turn of foot. Faiza, number 2 on the card, I give her a big shot with Nicholas Patel getting the chance for Gareth Van Zyl. She's got a handy galloping weight, and I think she'll be involved in the finish. Cape Town Beauty, once upon a time she ran 4th in the gold bracelet behind Bless My Stars. They gave her a big rating, and it's taken time to come down to her actual mark. So she'll be competitive. Zinni Keller, she hasn't hit the board once on the turf. All 4 wins on the poly. That's got to be a concern. And Ice Sensation, she'll probably go to the head of affairs from a deep draw. And the manner in which she won last time out, she can't be ignored.
So it is that kind of a race. Let's confirm that it is a pick 3. 1, 5, 6 as mentioned by Daryl, by 2 and 6. And then we have got the banker once again in a race number 7. We'll get to that in a very, very short while. That is the first leg of the pick 3, the latest pick 3 at 10 minutes to 3. We have co-favorites in race number 6. The last chance to get involved in a pick 3 on Sunday at Greyville. This is a Tab Gold Soccer 610 and rather 6, 8, and 10 merited at 86. And it's a co-favoritism with the 2 Putilicious and the 6 Wiccan Warrior, both at 33 to 10. 4 to 1 is the 9 El Ravian. And the 10 Rossova is at 5 to 1. 6s and better by those quoted runners. Race number 6, Mr. Marie. It is a Wiccan Warrior. We know the loyalties, and we've been following the steady progress, and now that win looks ready to come about.
Cecil, this horse never performed at his best in the Western Cape. He's better form certainly in KwaZulu-Natal. Last time out, over the 1400, he looked to be travelling well. Yeah, it was a decent effort. Gavin will certainly know him better in a race this time around. And there appears to be quite a bit of pace in this race. You've got Afropolitan, Al Ravien. They like to push forward. Even 1 or 2 others. Komora on his day can go forward. So if he can just be midfield, I can see him winning. In my mind, his best run to date was when he picked up Komora over this course and distance a few runs back. I thought he's actually going to go through the divisions, but he is going to be competitive. Number 2, Putilicious. Now, his 3 runs since returning from a layoff have been great. Just in his penultimate start, I don't know if he was above himself, second run off the rest. He travelled too hard. And now that he's stepping up to a mile, he needs to settle in running, because his sire stayed all day. I think his sire won over 10 furlongs. So he's going to love the step up in trip. He just needs to settle. So 2 and 6, my top 2 picks. Respect for numbers 9 and 10.
Right, Mr. Burrows, you have been preaching Wiccan Warrior, and I think the day has finally come, a Sunday. Is there anything that can stand in our way there?
Not for me. I think he's pretty much a good thing in this type of field. You know, it was good to see him back to best last time out. That was a 14, and I got the feeling he's going to be much better over a mile. He's got a 61 kilos, but his ratings dropped, and he's pretty much in a race that he's probably divisions above. He should come on length from that last run, and I think he should win. So 3-1 about Wiccan Warrior. Hopefully, Pilot Flame and Buzz Bomb have arrived by now, because the trebles will be on with Wiccan Warrior.
Now, it will be evident to see as we head towards the race number 6. That is very much something that is much anticipated. That is race number 6, the last chance to get involved in a pick 3. Wiccan Warrior, very confident selection. We've got a middle stakes as our penultimate event, and the last chance to get involved in a double at Greyville on a Sunday. This is over the 2,300 meters, and favoritism in race number 7. That would be tentative favoritism is with the 3 Vion's Bomb. I say tentative because it is a pretty open-looking race, and the favorite is upwardly mobile at 33 to 10. 5 to 1 is the 1 Pinstripe. Number 4 Rockfall is also at 5 to 1. It's 11 to 2. Number 9 Madison Valley. 2 Every Cloud, 13 to 2, 13 to 2, the 6 Jollification. Mr. Burrows, race number 7, a Gallop TV YouTube channel maiden plate over the middle stakes over the 2,300. You guys have often spoken of this particular son of a Lancaster Bomber, one that could possibly go through the divisions.
Yes, that could be the case, you know. Richard Fourie stays aboard him. That's a good sign. And he was a runaway winner. He was never in doubt last time out. This is competitive, though, because there's a horse like Madison Valley that I get the feeling he is crying out for this trip. And last time out, he was narrowly beaten by Royal Swan Master. He's got a handy galloping weight. I think he could be the nearest danger to Vion's Bomb. Pinstripe's an interesting runner. I think she'll see out the trip. And another horse to consider, Duchess of Gold. Now, I've been waiting for this filly to go a more marathon-type distance, because even over 1,900, I see her get into the race very late. And I just get the feeling with 52.5 kilos, Duchess of Gold could be a runner.
Okay, so that is the 3 and possibly the 1 and 8 to be involved in the finish. Mr. Marie? Vion's Bomb, tell us more. You did say before that last race. Wasn't that also for Tony Peters also in that race?
Agamemnon.
Agamemnon, that's right.
Yeah.
Take us more as to your impressions after what you were bullish about before the race would be a facile victory.
Well, Cecil, last time out we sat here and we said Agamemnon looks to be a struggling maiden, and Vion's Bomb will go through the divisions, and we gave the viewers all the confidence in the world. I'm not going to go back on my word. I loved what I saw last time out. Richard got off the horse. He had high praise for the son of Lancaster Bomber. Yeah, I think he's more than capable of following up. He looks like he could be a decent stayer in the making. It's just at the weights, they don't really favor him over here, because is it a classified middle stakes?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they tend to favor the fairer sex. But I think he's much better than a 79. So I'm expecting him to follow up. He was opened up at 5 to 1. I thought that represented a lot of value. Pinstripe, we remember Bambina Stripes. I think she won the classic, the police classic on the high
That
vault.
was in the Norwegian silks,
Yes.
the Norwegian flag, Dennis Dreyer and Sean Cormack, if memory serves me
She
right.
could like the step up in trip, but yeah, I'm in Vion's Bomb to go back to back.
All right, well, he is stuck to his word and he is sticking to his guns. The 3 Vion's Bomb is certainly upwardly mobile. So in an ideal world, this is a day that has got a lot of good things to come through as the afternoon progresses.